Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Kindly subscribe to our channel if you're watching for the first time and click the notification bell. You can also like and share our videos. I want to thank those who support us in one way or the other. May God bless you. I was following up a case that involved the LGBTQ. For those who have been following this channel, I'm very passionate about LGBTQ, about GMO, about the taxes that have been forced on us, about the subsidies that were removed. And when I mention that, you know why I'm interested in them. I'm interested in them because these are dictates from the Western machination. If you've been following our channel, we agreed that we are being governed and ruled from the USA with a branch in Kenya headed by Meg Whitman, the US Embassy. And our president takes orders and will implement them on us. Whether it is good for us or bad depends on how you look at it. And so there is this case that started in 2021, and it involved a school administration in Kiambu County. This school is called Senior Chief Koinange High School. For those who hail from that side, you know that school, and for those who have followed this, you know. So apparently, there was a little girl. She was in Form 4. So when I say little, don't think she's too young. A Form 4 student who was expelled. At first she was suspended, then later was expelled on allegation of LGBTQ. To be very precise, she was suspected to be lesbian. So the parents of this young girl went to court because it is reported that on 5th of 2021 she was suspended, and they say that she was given a leave sheet to go out of the compound at night without communicating to the parents. And they said that the child or the young girl, even if she was a lesbian, she's got her rights that must be protected. And they sought prayers from the High Court that the young girl should be reinstated to school. Now, as she was suspended, the school communicated to the board of governors, and immediately they sat down on 9th. She was suspended on 5th, then 4 days later, the board of governors sat down to look into her case. And she was called there, and they ruled that this girl must be expelled from school. So from there, they contacted the gay and lesbian rights group, and they went to court seeking justice because they were saying that her rights were infringed on. Now, the school administration argued that this girl, after she was suspended, she even threatened to ban the school. And as such, they had to weigh between the rights of one individual, which is also very much, upheld in the Constitution, sacredly, and the rights of the thousands of students, other students who were in school. Remember, the members of the Board of Governors are also parents. And as they sat down, they thought of the rights of these two categories. The other thousands students who are remaining, and the one who had been suspended. And they reached a decision that they weighed it on a beam balance and realized that they had to protect the rights of the other thousands in as much as they protect the rights of this young lady. So she was expelled, but they told her that she had the right of coming to do her exam on the exam day, but she was to study at home. And they were saying that one, she could be a very bad influence trying to recruit people into lesbianism. And then the threat to ban this school was also very serious. It is even under the penal code, infernal. If you ban someone's property, you'll be charged. So the school administration maintained that. But the father and the gay and lesbian rights group maintained that this girl had a right to be in school. So the reason why I got interested is the manner in which a judge, a very brave and gallant judge, ruled on this case. And it was coming at a very interesting time when the Supreme Court, sitting, the 7 members of the Supreme Court, sat down and declared that the gay and the lesbian group have got a right of association and they can even register. So there were fears that when this judgment was coming up, it could be influenced by the decision of that higher court. And I thought this judge would be cowed, because if Madam Koome and the team had said that lesbians have got their right, then I thought the judge would also follow suit and say that the school administration was wrong. So the judge who was handling this case is called Peter Mulwa. So Peter Mulwa listened to both the victim and the board of governors and all the arguments, including those of the rights groups. And he concluded that the school administration was right. It is reported there, Kiambu Court affirms decision to expel student over lesbianism claims. And when you read there, they say that they had to protect the rights of the other students, because this student could as well influence the others, could as well have decided to ban the school. It is very interesting to me because this judge looks like he is a parent, he is an African. I also want to believe he's a Christian or a Muslim, or he subscribes to the beliefs of the Most High God, and he knows our culture, and he understands that in as much as you want to uphold the rights of one person, it cannot be to the extent of infringing the rights of others. Because I don't think the school just woke up one day and pinpointed one girl among thousands of them and say, we are expelling you. There must have been investigations. There must have been, some complaints maybe from the Christian Union. There must have been Christians who complained. There must have been other, maybe the prefect, who felt that this girl was a bad influence. And so as the parents sat there, they had the titles at the board of governors, but they were looking at this girl and they knew, they were like, this is like our child, and if she can influence others, then we will destroy the school. The judge also did the same, looking at the parents pleading, looking at the girl pleading, and he knew very well that this is a culture that is being imposed on us and we cannot allow it. Even though it had been ruled on the highest court that they have their freedom of rights, we cannot allow them to destroy our schools. And this is the reason why this defiance caught my attention, because we are in a country where people are influenced, where a judge can be cowed because of a judge of a higher court has ruled. Remember, the 7 judges of the apex court had sat down and gave the authority to the lesbians and gave the authority to gay. And so Judge Mulwa, if he was not very brave, could have gotten into the trap of reading the ruling of the High Court, telling the school administration that, these people now have a right and they were wrong to have expelled the girl. And the judge was also looking at setting a precedent, so that if he had allowed this, then lesbians would have come out in the open and started bothering people in schools, they would have, gone to the schools and said that now we want to be recognized. Because if they have the freedom of association, then next you will see pupils of class 6 or students in Form 1 beginning to demonstrate that their rights are being infringed on. And you will see 10 or 20 girls going to the office. And I want you to imagine that picture where you have taken your school, if you're a parent looking at me or watching that channel, that some students are there and they're complaining that their rights are not being obeyed because they are lesbians, or your boys, they are gay. And I want to applaud and salute this very judge. He did the right thing. I am an African and Africa is my business. I hate people who are imposing their rules and culture on us, because I believe we have such a rich culture that cannot be influenced if we stand on our grounds. And on this, I still fault our president, because he allowed this lesbianism through the back door, through the judiciary. Our judiciary accepted this because the Americans are giving us some money. They're giving us some aid to fight, climate change. Right now we are going to Haiti. Money has been availed, and because of the money, we are now accepting this bad character that erode our unity, erode our family structures, erode the social fabric that has always connected us together as a society, as a community, as a country that fears God. When I look at the First Lady inviting the preacher, that preacher who is coming, Benny Hinn, and I look at her and what is happening in the country, and the genesis of everything is from State House, because the executive has captured all the departments. And I wonder, how can we be inviting preachers yet we allow our courts to pass gay rights and lesbians? How? This is the height of hypocrisy, ladies and gentlemen. I know you might not want me to talk about it, but this is the stinking truth. And the more we talk about it very boldly, the more it will be helpful to us. So this judge is my hero, Peter Mulwa. Keep it up. And I love people who discharge their duty diligently without being intimidated, because I know he has set a precedent that will be followed by many other schools. Right now, the principals will have the audacity to tell off those who want those minority groups like lesbians who want to disturb the peace in our schools, because we have to instill discipline, ethics, and morals. And it starts at home, it starts from the schools, and our courts have got the ability to help us uphold the rule of law. And this is my take.